evening, race fans, and welcome back to the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series every Monday night. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered for the Segment Championship here at Phoenix Raceway. Decide which of our drivers will take home the grand prize of the season. Welcome back, one and all. I'm your host, James East, Action 1080p. Frames a second. Right now, drivers are out in single car qualifying. A hot desert night here. I'd like to once again thank you to our fans, friends, and coming out, supporting the league, supporting the drivers as well. The broadcast week out you folks. Looks like about 13 drivers have put down qualifying times. Anthony McCullough Jr., Mark McFadden, and Ryan Strunk have yet to put down a qualifying time. Let us know in the comments in the live chat here on the YouTube side of things where you're from and who on drivers will frequently have the broadcast pulled up on a separate monitor. If not, they just about always go back and watch it. Page hanging out in pit road after his qualifying run. He's currently qualified. Pete. Doesn't look like McCullough or Strunk will get out on track. Mark McFadden did one lap. It was not timed. He came back down pit road. Looks like that's going to be it here for qualifying, and we get ready to grid them up for the C Championship. Drivers to make their way out onto the grid. There we go. Let's go ahead and run through that grid for the starting on pole. It's Dalton McKinney. Chad Ross starting second. Steve Page starts third. Park starting fourth. Jeff Radke fifth. Rylan Fascinato starting 6th. Corey Stahl starting 7th. Jeremy Paris starts 8th. James Kaufman starting 9th. A Dargert starting 10th. John Mullahan starts 11th. Wally Babb will be starting 12th. Cycling it back one more time to Derek Fulton starting 13th. Ryan Strunk starts 14th. Mark McFadden starts 15th. Anthony McCullough Jr. will round out this car grid here at Phoenix. Ready to send him out 135 laps. Now in season past, we've championship decided by fuel strategies. It's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be the case here. Ready to roll out under eye-pacing conditions. Kenny and Ross on that front row. Eric Park, Stephen Page, Fascinato, Radke making up the third row. Got Sally Hammond join us on the inside. She's here each and every week cheering on McFadden. Got number 5 Ford F-150 starting 15. Safety car is down pit road, and let's get ready to come out. And we are good to go here at Phoenix. McKinney's going to that inside line. Chad Ross. Oh, here we go. The dog leg is open. Let's bring it back to Parks. He's right in the middle of it. No, it was Ross So briefly, there's Steve Page. We are 2 wide and about 5 rows deep. The field tries to get settled out. Dalton McKinney with a huge punch up front. Just a half second under bad loss. While Parks is flying back, he's Page to hold on to their position. Bad forward the dog leg and then some, and we've got a caution coming out already. Looks like it may be Corey Stahl tied up in that one. He's dropped down 9 spots. Back to driver. Much damage on the side of that truck. Let's get it up. On there. Next. Must have been tied up somehow. Oh, just gets loose on the lonesome. Ball goes right across the start finish. Off the wall, and we're going to have our very first caution on here. Laps in main event. Caution it out. Got Sean Phillips turn on McKinney. And is that the purple and yellow? Qualifying the top spot, hold onto the top spot, and has had the fastest lap of the race. RA 30. Something happened. A lot of drivers going back to pit road. Problem with the session. Drivers over, taking it back to pit road. Get an update from race control. It shows McFadden, Kaufman, Babb, Kenny, Stahl. Got everybody jumping back to pit road. Coming to a there's got to be something wrong with this session here. Yes, we get confirmation. There's problem. Server. We're going to go to a brief intermission, and we're going to try this again. Don't go anywhere. We're going to right back after a short rain delay here at the FEG NASCAR Oval. Welcome back, race fans. We're going to try this once more after a brief rain delay here at Phoenix. Never thought I'd say those words in this. Now that we've got things back together, we're going to try it once more. The championship round here at Raceway. Like the qualifying may have been up here. What we were expecting is let's run through the grid order after a fresh qualifying. James Coffin, the number 41 machine, top spot. Chad Ross starting second. Jeff Radke starts third. Dalton McKinney starting fourth. Mark starting fifth. Corey Stahl starting sixth. Hayes starts seventh. Rylan Fascinato starting eighth. Ollie Babb starts ninth. Jay Dargert starting 10th. Eric Fulton 11th on the grid. Jeremy Paris will be starting 12th. Cycling it right on back to Ryan Strunk starting 13th. Don Mullahan starting 14th. Mark McFadden starting 5th. Kenneth McCullough Jr. will round out this truck grid here. Next, try this one at a caution. Laps in, opening race. Inclement weather. iRacing red flag, and we come back out here. Decide who champion. Again, thank you to the fans and fans. Stick around, making it happen. Here we go, sending the drivers out. One more attempt at the 135 lap main event. It's going to be Ross Kaufman, your front row. McKinney, Radke, your second row. Parks and Stahl will be the third row here at Phoenix. PT car makes its way down pit road as our drivers come through turn 2. Waiting for Kaufman and Ross to hit that restart zone here at Phoenix. And green flag is out. Away they go. Kaufman with the big launch, but keep an eye out. Dalton McKinney is going to Eric Parks 70 down the inside dog leg. Drivers trying to quickly get up to speed. Kaufman holds on the race lead. Radke up just second. Other than that, the top 5 not changing much. Open laps. A little bit further back on the right. Coming there, Derek Fulton ahead of Jay Dargert. Ryan Strunk making 77. Most part, the last drivers willing to get the lid or tire. James Kaufman on the high side. Number 51 machine has company. Here comes Jeff Radke. Under the 51 machine up the inside line. He's going to pick up the race. Laps in. Kaufman staying high. Kenny was in the top spot before the race. Back up there in the 46. Sideline of Kaufman. The Hunt's up to. Looks like McCain ahead now of Kaufman. Also up to way back in the fastest lap of the race. Fascinato and Babb taking pace with the keepers, trying to hold on to it. Thankfully, everybody gets put out nice. Page Corey Stahl number 1. All we have, 99 also. 5 ahead of them. Radke, Penny, Parks, Hunt. Chad Ross, round, top 5. Further back, still James Kaufman. Sliding backwards, there goes Jay Darger, John Mullahan. He hits it 3 wide once more. Kaufman. Race right at it on the side of the having that brush in the outside wall. Darger, Mullahan still has the lead now. 11. How about now, ladies and gentlemen? That should be a whole lot louder, and I'm apologies if that just blasted somebody's eardrums. As we get things dialed in up here in the booth, the mic seemed like it was on the way out there for a little bit. Watching the battle for 11th, Jay Darger, John Mullahan, Jeremy Parrish, James Kaufman also in the fray. The field's still fairly bunched up here. To go a little bit further ahead, that's what looks like Ryan Strunk getting pressure from Derek Fulton's 07. Radke still holding on to the race lead here at Phoenix, McKinney in second. A big blink there out of Strunk. It looks like Fascinato's a little bit out of shape with the 69 machine. And great racing all across the track here. Let's go back up front. Jeff Radke still staying committed to the dog leg. McKinney running a high line, maybe try and save some tires, but how much good is that going to do? With now Eric Parks crashing the issue in the 73 machine. Parks looks at the inside line of McKinney. Doesn't get the drive he was looking for. McKinney tucked in right behind Radke for the race lead and could very well be the championship. As we've got problems, Ryan Strunk is involved in that one. Trying to see who else that may be. Let's see what happened to the number 77 machine. That will be our first caution of the night, 11 laps in. Struck. Oh, there's Mullahan, gets into him. A big hit for the number 6. Mullahan just nowhere to go, and the field still comes sliding in behind, getting checked up. There goes McCullough in the 03 machine. John Mullahan takes a tow back to pit road. Trying to see, it looks like Kaufman was showing involved in it. Oh, what just happened there? What happened to Kaufman? They're crashing under caution. That may be Dargert ahead? Nope, Dargert. Oh, that's rough. The 57 machine of Dargert gets into the back of the 24 of Jeremy Parrish. Kaufman nowhere to go. Adds to the mayhem. I'm not sure if these drivers know. We're only 12 laps into a 135-lap main event. We've got 4 drivers coming down pit road. It was Parrish, Dargert, Strunk, Mullahan. Bolton took the opportunity to come down pit road as well on lap 11. Looks like he's on just a fuel stop. Dargert may have taken 4 fresh tires, rolling back out on track. But we are green flag racing once more. Radke's going to hold on to the lead. But now look at this. Here comes Eric Parks muscling his way up into second, edging out Dalton McKinney. Stephen Page making a run for it as well, the number 1 machine. The field still shuffling. Now this is exactly where Radke wants to be as your race leader, controlling the pace here at Phoenix and enjoying the clean air on the front of that number 51 Toyota. But it looks like Eric Parks has something to say about the issue of that 73 machine. Oh, and do we have a bow for the lead? It sure looks like it. Parks trying to figure out how he can put a nose in, but we're going to have a huge crash. Oh, it is a pileup. I see Fascinato. Looks like McFadden, Dargert, Bolton all tied up in that one. The big one is out early here at Phoenix. And we saw somebody getting launched up pretty aggressively here. Let's focus in on Mark McFadden's number 5 machine. I think it may have been in front of him where the incident starts to happen. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, that was Fascinato getting absolutely drilled. McFadden nowhere to go. Kenneth McCullough Jr. comes sliding into it. Poor Kaufman also getting tagged. What a violent hit. Let's get one more look at that because I think this is going to be a really good one to watch. And I would dare say the crash of the night here at Phoenix. Let's get that on our FEG PC Max Super Slow-Mo. I'm trying to think. There it is. It's between the 24 of Paris and Fascinato. Looks like Paris may come up. Tough to tell if maybe Fascinato came down, but Fascinato is going to go for a wild ride in the 69. Gets absolutely drilled by Jay Dargert. Poor McFadden, nowhere to go. Fascinato almost goes up and over as Dargert pirouettes around the backstretch here at Phoenix. The rest of the field just comes sliding on in. There's Kenneth McCullough Jr. Did not get out of that one unscathed. 41 of Kaufman also involved in that one. And once more for the fans at home because we've got time under caution. At full speed. Just absolute violence here at Phoenix. In a race that started with 16 people. I don't think we're going to have many left at the end of it as we are on our second caution, 17 laps into this 135-lap main event. You can see the timing tower, just about half the field taking this opportunity to come down pit road. But we get them gridded up double file once more here at Phoenix. Ryan Fascinato, Jay Dargert still in pit road as well as John Mullahan. Looks like McFadden and Strunk being forced to retire early, putting it back in the virtual hauler. Race car is in, and we are green flag racing once more. Radke up front. Look at McKinney showing a bit of gusto, immediately diving down towards the bottom. He wants up towards the front as restart, and he's going to take back over second place, but keep an eye out. Here comes Eric Parks, Chad Ross, also knowing that the restarts are so incredibly important here. McKinney fends off Parks for a little while longer. Parks another shot at the inside line. It's Radke, McKinney, Parks, 1, 2, 3. Right now, looks like hard charge of the night. Kendrick Jr. did not qualify in the 03 machine, but has moved up 7 spots up to 9th. It's going to be a race of attrition here at Phoenix, as Parks keeps pressing the issue. A little bit further back in the field, Stephen Page, number 1 machine. He's got Stahl, Babb, Paris right in tow as it's getting all sorts of dicey. Diving across the dogleg here at Phoenix. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. That's Wally Babb going for a ride in the 99 machine. Oh, almost holds on to it. Gets it pointed back in the right direction. But we are going to keep the cautions rolling, and it looks like for the evening, our 3rd caution of the night. And let's see what happened to our good friend Wally Babb in the Toyota Tundra. Looks like he got a little bit of help there. Maybe from the 24 machine of Paris. I can't quite see that one too well. Slow that down a little bit. Maybe get our FEG PC chopper cam pulled up. Oh, a bit of netcode there between Paris and Babb. No contact was made, at least from what I can see in the eye in the sky in the broadcast booth, but a lot of bad luck hooking Wally Babb around that 99. And that's going to be our 3rd caution of the night, as just about everybody down pit road. And I believe it's going to be Parks out front with a 2-tire strategy. This is going to be interesting. Your top 3 drivers, Parks, Ross, Page, all on a 2-tire stop. And then from 4th place back, starting with Jeff Radke, a 4-tire gamble. It's going to be interesting to see how the different pit calls play out for these drivers. It looks like it's rapidly dwindling. It's going to be about 10 drivers on the lead lap. As Derek Fulton, I believe, will get the lucky dog wave around that 07. Race car gets ready to come down pit road. And let's see what Parks and Ross are going to do on the front row with their slightly older tires. Stephen Page starting third. The number 1 machine also on a 2-tire stop. There's a whole lot of fast drivers right behind them with 4 fresh tires underneath them. And already look at Chad Ross up on the high side. And there comes Dalton McKinney muscling his way through in the 46 all the way down on the apron. We go 3 wide for second. It's McKinney, Page, Ross, 3 wide. Look at that. Jeff Rackey's got a bird's eye view. McKinney pulls off second place using those fresh tires to his advantage. Radke trying to make something happen. The number 51 machine, Eric Parks, still on 2 tires up front, trying to use this time as quickly as he can to break away from the rest of the field. As McKinney and Ross continue their battle for second, Page and Radke having a battle for fourth. Ross works his way back up in a second, but for how long is McKinney diving back down low? This time Radke's going to follow the 46 machine, but is not able to get through just quite yet. Your race leader, Eric Parks, clicks off the fastest lap of the race, a 27.29. And that's with a 2-tire stop. He may have figured out something on that 73 machine. And he's also had the benefit of that clean air, not racing with anybody around him. He's got clean air in front, clean air behind. Parks knows this is his time to keep the hammer down. I gotta hand it to Chad Ross as well as Stephen Page. That 2-tire stop, still able to throw haymakers against McKinney, against Radke, against all these drivers that came out with 4 fresh tires and aren't able to use them as aggressively as they were hoping for. Kenny looks like he's getting the slightest breakaway from Ross. Ross keeping Radke behind him. Now, I'm a little surprised to see how patient Radke is being here. I wonder if he's got fuel numbers in the back of his head. Normally we'd see the number 51 machine muscling his way up towards the front. Granted, as I say that, he dives down very deep in the dog leg, but doesn't gain that much ground on Ross in the 38 special machine. Radke very, very methodical here with his moves. As Parks and McKinney getting a bit of a breakaway up front. Now with how few drivers, there's still, oh, there we go. There's a little bit of aggressiveness. Looks like Radke got a bit of pressure from Stephen Page and said, oh, that's the wrong way, let's get back on the gas. I do wonder, I think Radke may be on a fuel strategy here. Not running his normal blistering pace that we expect out of that 51 machine. Very slowly, very methodically working his way back up into third. Chad Ross not going to let him get away that easy. Ross shoots back down the inside line. Side by side with Radke for third. Eric Parks still holds on the race lead, 6/10 ahead of Dalton McKinney. McKinney's about a second up over this battle for the final podium spot. We got Radke, Ross, Page, and Stahl in a nice and tidy pack here. 3rd through 6th. Like Stahl trying to get around Page with number 1 machine. We believe Stahl's on a 4-tire strategy. Page still out there on his 2 tires he took on lap 23. It doesn't seem like 4 tires is magically letting these guys go that much faster. out Stephen Page. Looks like Fascinato with a bit of a blink there towards the rear. Eric Parks holds on the race lead. Kind of in no man's land. He's got about 3/4 of a second advantage over Dalton McKinney. As Parks is up 4 spots. Keep an eye out though on McCullough. That 03 machine up 9 positions, now sitting 7. I feel fairly confident saying in seasons past here at the FEG NASCAR Oval Series, we McCullough do magical things at Phoenix when it came numbers and able to make something happen. Now Derek Fulton took a tow back to pit road, so he may be very well done in the 07. And a sad, I take that back. I was going to say, I thought all the Canadians were off track, but we do have Rylan Fascinato, the 69 Toyota, the lone maple leaf flag. But, man, that 69 machine that's normally so clean, so sharp, definitely having some issues here today as he's just limping it along. We go back to Chad Ross in fourth. That 38, he's got Corey Stahl, Stephen Page to the right, toe. And McCullough, the 03 machine just out of frame there on the top of the screen, still sitting 7. I think, Liz, I feel fairly confident saying I think this is a fuel mileage race in the works. Ross and Stahl having a battle for fourth. Stahl working the inside line against the 38. Page closing up fast in the 01. There's McCullough. Always the wily veteran, seeing what type of gap he can close, looking for any weakness in the drivers in front of him. Right now it's still just a heated battle for fourth. Stahl and Ross side by side. Page trying to figure out who he wants to give a push to. Not quite able to get through. You also did to see Jeremy Paris, the number 24 machine, trying to make his way around. And a very frantic battle for fourth. You've got Stahl, Ross, Page all in the mix. As well as McCullough and Paris right there in tow. Wally Babb lags slightly behind the number 99 machine. He's got a little bit of damage on the Toyota, but holding on to it. We have no more Fords out on track. Mark McFadden, the F-150, was the only Ford entry here tonight, and he had to put it back in that hauler on lap 15. And very impressed with the racecraft we're seeing out of these drivers. Ross and Stahl still side by side, but Stephen Page is going to interrupt the party here in the number 1 machine. Stahl falls back to 6th. McCullough and Paris right there in tow as well. They're going to lap traffic with Rylan Fascinato. Fascinato hops out of the way as quickly as he possibly can. Ross will hold on to that 4th place position a little while longer, but seems like Page starting to wick it up here slightly. Ross and Page linked up, nose and tail Stahl just out of frame. Now this battle for fourth is taking place about 2.5 seconds back from Radke in the 3rd place position. There was very briefly the top 3 on the top left-hand corner of your screen. That's Parks, McKinney, Radke. Separated by about a half second to 0.6 each. As The war rages on behind and forth. We are just shy of 50 laps into this 135 lap main event. And we have whittled it down to 11 drivers still out on track here today. It's very interesting. Eric Parks, your race leader, on a two-tire stop. McKinney in second and Radke in third. Both on a four-tire strategy here after that lap 123 pit stop that it took place under caution. Like things, I hate to say that's how normally the commentators curse hits, but it looks like things starting to settle in here for a little bit. Checking in on Eric Parks, your race leader, the black Rifleback 73 Chevrolet. Still sits about a half second ahead of McKinney. Oh, look at that, McKinney must have heard something as he closes the gap by about 0.2 of a second. And Jeff Radke right in tow of the 46. The high-speed game of cat and mouse here at Phoenix. Drivers hitting speeds of excess of 150 miles an hour. Last time by, McKinney was about almost 0.2 faster than Parks. And we've got a battle for the lead shaping up. Radke is still sitting behind the 46 McKinney to see what's going to happen. Maybe keeping some clean air on the front of that 51. Parks holding on to the race lead here ahead of McKinney. Top three just kind of watching to see what the other drivers are going to do. Nobody wants to show their cards early. As Radke now putting the pressure on McKinney. Those are two drivers with four relatively fresh tires underneath them. And here's the battle for second. Radke working the inside angle against the 46 of McKinney. That's going to give Parks about an 8/10 breakaway from the battle for second. Radke quickly takes over second. It's going to be his one spot gain so far this season. As far as the standings go, we've got 11 drivers out on track, just 10 on the lead lap here. Eric Parks, I believe the next driver he's going to catch and put a lap down will be James Kaufman's 41 machine. Parks just clicking off laps, making it look easy. A 28.49 his last time by. Radke in second, a 28.42, so the pace is very similar. By Parks only taking two tires that last pit stop. Now, I think it's very interesting as well. Parks staying up on the bank portion of the racetrack. Radke still using a bit of the dog leg. Try and squeeze out a little bit more on those lap times. But what I think a lot of fans don't maybe realize here at Phoenix is that can really wear out tires a bit prematurely. And with how sparse the field is looking now, tire management and management could be very well different between winning a championship or going home feeling defeated and deflated. We have a bit of racing going on back here for 8th. That's Wally Babb and Jeremy Paris. And McCullough Jr. sits just ahead as looks like McCullough's coming down pit road. That'll be the first green flag stop we see of the evening. Babb and Paris continue their battle in 7th. Keep an eye on McCullough once he gets back out on track. He has been the fuel management king here at FEG PC. It'll be interesting to see what he's got in the back pocket to try and bring it home here to the end. We're also going to wait to see, does McCullough take 4 tires on this stop? Does he take 2? He is going to go a lap down as well, so it's going to be a very risky maneuver. And up front, Radke taking over the lead from Eric Parks. Parks going to come down pit road. Radke stays out. McCullough did take 2 tires on that stop. Be interesting to see what Parks in that 73 machine will do here, as we're not quite to the halfway mark. Radke down pit road. McKinney will stay out, as well as Stahl, Paris, and Babb. All 4 drivers staying out are on 4 fresh tires. How long can they go on a tank of gas, though? As the lap time's already about 1.5 seconds slower than their fastest of the evening. As it looks like McKinney's going to come down pit road as well, so it looks like just under, right about 39 laps is, maybe 40 as Stahl stays out a little while longer. Looks like Paris and Babb will do the same, so we might see some true fuel runs out of these drivers. You can tell Stahl a little bit battle worn on the side of that 66. That's going to leave Stahl, Paris, Babb, and Kaufman. Bill staying out after that lap of 123 pit stop. As I say that, Stahl down pit road. Paris and Babb opting to stay out even longer. Their 40th lap they've done on a tank of gas. We got the live timing tower pulled up on the left side of your screen so you can see where your favorite driver currently resides at. Paris will get a lap lead here at Phoenix. Babb sitting 2nd in number 99. Paris comes down pit road. Babb staying out. Now the number 99 Toyota Tundra getting credit for a lap lead here at Phoenix. There's Kenneth McCullough Jr. unlapping himself, or getting ready to in the 03 machine. Way down the dog leg. How much longer is Babb going to stay out for? He's going to go another lap. McCullough has worked his way back in the lead lap. McCullough's one of the first drivers down pit road on lap 58 for a pretty substantial undercut. And that just keeps going in the number 99 machine. Finally coming down pit road. That should put James Kaufman as your race leader. But Kaufman can only go at most 2 or 3 more laps. His last time down pit road was on lap 25, where he took 2 fresh tires. Babb down pit road, getting that 99 Toyota Tundra serviced. Way back in the field, Jeff Radke, 51, cuts off a 27.17. That's our new fastest lap of the night. watch James Kaufman clicking off laps in the 41. There goes Kaufman down pit road. That's going to give the race lead back to Parks. Chad Ross shows second. Yes, and making a pass on Kenneth McCullough Jr. Now Ross has 4 fresh tires underneath that 38 machine, but McCullough's strategy seems to be working well as he battles it out with Dalton McKinney. Even with McCullough back now in 4th, he's still up 12 positions from where he started. Looks like that's Rylan Fascinato going another lap down the 69. Dalton McKinney in the number 46, sitting third. He's about a half second back from Chad Ross in the 38. The green flag pit stop's just about all completed here. I only see one more driver, and that's going to be Fascinato, a handful of laps down, who has yet to come down pit road since lap 22 stop. But Fascinato kind of eking his way around the track here, maybe not burning nearly as much fuel as the other drivers, as he continues just chugging along. Parks holding on to the race lead, 3.7 seconds up over Chad Ross. Ross only 3/10 ahead of Dalton McKinney. Looks like McKinney's starting to close the gap here in what will be the battle for second. The other two closest drivers out on track, Kenneth McCullough Jr. and Stephen Page, will be battling for 4th if Page can make up about 4/10 on that opening machine. Stephen Page looks like, yes, he's going to make the pass nice and clean against McCullough. This could be the difference between 4 fresh tires and only having 2 underneath you. But I still think most of these drivers are going to have to come down pit road. I believe the fuel window is going to close right around lap 100. By the time it is all said and done, that will put him in a good position to finish with about 5 laps of extra fuel. Now your top 4 drivers all took 4 fresh Goodyears underneath them. That last stop anywhere between that lap 58 to 62 window. Wally Babb stretched it out the most in the 99. He went all the way to lap 66 before he saw that green flag stop. As Ross still has company from Dalton McKinney in the 46. McKinney not quite able to close the gap to Ross, still lagging back by about 3/10 behind the 38. Now these two battling for second, about 2.8, 2.9 seconds back from Eric Parks. but they have pulled about a 2.7-second advantage over Stephen Page in fourth. But again, the question is McKinney burning up a little bit more tires to the dirty air off the back of the 38, Chad Ross? On board with Dalton McKinney in the 46 his last time by a 28.06. Let's see what updates to as he continues to charge forward a 28.27, an identical lap time as Chad Ross in second, as well as Stephen Page in fourth. So the pace not changing too terribly much here for our drivers. Violent Fascinato down pit road. We are officially well past the halfway mark. 55 laps left to go here at Phoenix. And the two closest drivers out on track, Chad Ross, Dalton McKinney. Let's briefly check in with Eric Parks, your race leader. It is smooth sailing for the 73 machine. 2.6 seconds ahead of Ross and McKinney, and he has made it so there's only 7 drivers on the lead lap here at Phoenix, the final championship round of this segment of the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series. Very impressed that Ross has been able to hold on to it here, still maintaining anywhere between a quarter of a second to a half-second advantage over McKinney. And so many championship drivers have to be a bit displeased with how this is going for them. Very interesting as well, the different lines that Ross and McKinney are taking. Ross really holding the high side, running a much more sweeping line. McKinney a bit more point and shoot. Gotta give Ross his credit. It seems to be working well. He's now made it a 6/10 advantage over that 46 of McKinney. Now coming into tonight, Jeff Radke in the number 51 machine was our points leader, but he is down a lap in currently 8th position, down 5 spots from where he started. Chad Ross currently second on track, was second in the points coming to this main event. Dalton McKinney now third, was 5th in points joining the evening. Because Wally Babb and Stephen Page were tied for third as we go back on board with Dalton McKinney. Ross is clicking off laps and not having any issues here. Back up front is Eric Parks. Getting ready to put Corey Stahl another lap down there in the 66. Stahl was in his pit stall for 52 seconds. Wondering if maybe he just had to get some repairs done that were crucial to make sure he could make it till the end of this. So now Stahl in the 66. Gonna go 2 laps down. Gutting for the driver of that 66. He was having such a good race, such a good season. And in the 4 races of this segment, we've had 4 different winners. Dalton McKinney, one of those winners. Ken McCullough Jr., another. Jeremy Paris picked up a win. John Ballou also picked up a win. Eric Parks, your race leader, still looking for his first win. He's had 2 top 5s. Just about always inside the top 10. Chad Ross, as well as Stephen Page in the top 5, also won a first-time win of this segment of this season. I need to listen. It sounds like we're starting to hear some downshifts. Eric Park, let's go on board that 73 machine, your race leader, and just listen to the transmission in here. Yes, that is Eric Parks. Looks like he's working fourth and third gears here. So looks like the number 73 machine using those downshifts to help rotate the car. Dalton McKinney will be one of the first drivers for their final planned green flag stop of the evening. He took 4 fresh tires his last time in. Will he be doing the same in that 46 as Eric Parks continues the charge up front? That's going to put Chad Ross still in second, up into second, Stephen Page third. McCullough and Paris will be our current top 5 as we put up the live timing board on the left side of your screen to see where those favorite drivers you may be rooting on for currently reside. We've whittled it down to 6 drivers on the lead lap. Just over 40 laps left to go here at Phoenix to decide the segment championship winner. This Parks is going to have a massive 2.8 second advantage over Ross. I think McKinney went for a bit of an undercut. He was looking for some clean track to get back out there. You can see Fascinato still diligently chugging along in that number 69 machine. He's about 5 laps down from race leader Eric Parks, but anything can happen here at Phoenix. We've seen wilder storylines play out to decide a championship. If I see this correctly, Jay Darger rolling back out on track, 77 laps down. I'm not too terribly great at math up here in the booth, but I don't think he is mathematically in it to win it. But he does have Derek Fulton ahead of him, who has retired from the race. So may be able to gain 1 position here in that 57 Marines back Chevrolet. We got good friend John Mullahan joining us here, cheering on the racers and his friends over at Team 3. As we watch Eric Parks, race leader, put another lap on Fascinato. Jeremy Paris going to come down pit road, number 24. Parks also going to come down pit road for what should be his final stop of the evening. That's going to be Parks and Paris on pit road. Paris getting ready to roll out. Looks like he's on a 4-tire strategy. Dalton McKinney on his lap 91 stop also took 4 fresh tires underneath them. So we get ready to close out the laps here at Phoenix. Parks also taking 4 fresh tires underneath that 73 machine. The final planned stops of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ross working his way. No, he's going to come down pit road. Stephen Page stays out a little while longer to get another lap led, the number 1. There's Dalton McKinney, the 46, trying to get a lap back here. Not sure how this is going to play out. As this time by, it's going to be 35 laps left to go. There's Page coming down pit road. McCullough's last pit stop was lap 58, so he should be coming down pit road relatively soon as well. Stephen Page in pit road, the number 1 machine. Chad Ross rolls back out on track in the 38. Wally Babb takes over the second place spot, but he still has one more pit stop on the docket. Page back out on track with 4 fresh tires underneath them. Looks like every driver that's coming down pit road for this, what could be and should be final plan stops of the evening, opting to take 4 fresh tires to bring us home here to the end. McCullough, who is yet to be down pit road for his final stop, currently up 15 spots from where he qualified. And McCullough started at the very, very back. And with a little bit of racecraft and a whole lot of attrition, leads some laps here at Phoenix. Now he's still waiting to come down pit road for his final stop of the evening, as he has longtime friend and rival Darter on lap, or getting a lap back, as well as Stephen Page's number 1 machine. That's going to put us 6 drivers on the lead lap. I wonder what McCullough's gamble is here. Is he hoping for a late race caution? McCullough still chugging along here. Oh, and just as I say that, Stephen Page with a big hit up the inside wall. Didn't get a replay of that. Back that up a little bit. Like Page just got loose all on his lonesome there. Oh, slides the back end around the number 1 machine. I don't know if that truck was feeling a lot looser than he was used to. Coming out on 4 fresh tires on that after that lap 99 stop. Page gets back on the lead lap just ever so slightly ahead of McCullough. But a big moment that would have bode very well for McCullough here at the end. If he could get that last pit stop done under way of caution. Laps rapidly clicking off. Looks like Eric Parks catching up to the back of Dalton McKinney. Both drivers on a 4-tire stop. Kenneth McCullough Jr. is going to come down pit road late in the race. McKinney holds onto the 3rd place spot, but here comes Parks in the 73 machine. This could be the battle for the lead as Wally Babb takes over the race lead, but he's still got one more stop left to go as McCullough is down pit road. McKinney using all of the dog leg and then some. Parks running a little bit more conservative line, knowing he's got 5-lap fresher tires to try and make something happen. McCullough rolls out on track after taking 4 fresh ones as well. But McCullough will be a lap down that 03 machine. And to give McCullough his credit, even sitting in 8th after that pit stop, he is still the hard charger, one of the hard chargers up 8 positions. Right now, Wally Babb, the race leader, also up 8. But we are just about certain Babb's going to have to come down pit road at least once, or excuse me, he will have to come down pit road once more to finish this under his own power. We're watching right now what we think is going to be the battle for the lead. Dalton McKinney, Eric Parks. Parks works the inside line, the 73 machine. Does he get clear of McKinney? Yes, he does. McKinney tries to get his nose up on the inside line of that 73 machine, but just no luck. It's going to be 25 laps left to go this time by here in Phoenix. While this is going on in the battle for second, with Parks and McKinney still kind of slowing each other down, throwing feints and jabs, they were still reeling in Babb, who's just now coming down pit road for his final stop of the evening. So as we predicted, this could be the battle for the win here at Phoenix as Parks tries to pull away from McKinney. Parks is absolutely cruising here in the 73 machine. He's quickly gained about 9/10 of a second over McKinney. Parks still looking for his first win of the season. Right now, laps is kind of getting clicked off, and drivers seem to be holding it together nice and clean here. Meanwhile, still racing going on. Stephen Page closing the gap to Jeremy Paris in the battle for 4th. And I can guarantee you one thing, these drivers are going to keep pushing until there's just no more laps left here at Phoenix. A championship that's been so close the entire segment, every single point can matter by the time it's all said and done. And that's why you see drivers such as Jay Darger go back out on track despite being 76 laps down. Darger with his attrition takes over the 12th place spot from Derek Fulton, who's already put it back in the virtual hauler. Oh, here we go. Stephen Page, Jeremy Paris. In the battle for 4th, down to a quarter of a second between the two. Oh, this is going to be a tight one. Paris last time by a 28.56. Page a 28.51. Almost identical lap times. Now they're kind of in no man's land. They're about 11.5 seconds back from Chad Ross. 6.6 seconds ahead of hard charger Kent McCullough Jr., who sits in 6th. Oh, here we go. Stephen Page at the inside line of Paris, taking over the 4th place spot in the number 1 machine. Paris falls back to 5th. Now Paris is one of the drivers still having a great night. He's up 7 positions gained so far. And you can definitely tell Page's truck a little bit worse for wear, a little bit crinkled bodywork on that number 1 machine. Another good talking point. Dalton McKinney has been slowly closing the gap to race leader Eric Parks as well. Last time by, McKinney was 3/10 faster than the race leader. The gap now about 1.5 seconds between the number 73 machine up front and the 46 McKinney in second. And McKinney knows that Parks has a bit of lap traffic ahead of him. That's Jeff Radke in the number 51 machine. Now Radke just about always very tough to pass, but I think he's kind of hopping out of the way of Parks, realizing there's a battle for the lead, and he's not in it right now. Radke is 2 laps down from Parks. But still kind of side pacing him right there side by side with the race leader. I think Radke may have other plans here. Instead of hopping out of the way, I stand corrected. Parks is going to get slowed down a little bit. McKinney not finding too much time here. Despite Parks having his hands busy with lap traffic, he's still about 1.4 seconds off the tailgate of the 73 machine. The gain about 0.05 of a second last time by. Still 1.4 seconds between the two. I don't know if McKinney's going to have enough time here to make something happen. He's running identical lap times with Eric Parks at this point of the race. But Parks still has his hands full with traffic ahead with Jeff Radke's 51 machine. Parks will mostly have the dirty air off of the back of that 51. That's going to make it a little bit tougher. But during this, Parks is still finding ground against McKinney. Stretch the gap back to 1.6. Slows down a little bit once more. It's kind of going back and forth, gaining, losing 0.2 in the drop of a hat. Ten laps left to go here at Phoenix. Eric Parks holds on to the race lead, 1.5 seconds over Dalton McKinney. Parks no longer has clean air on the front of that 73 machine, but he's maintaining pace. Not losing much, if any, time to the 46 machine, still in second. Chad Ross currently rounding out the top 3. Parks wants that first win of the season, and he wants to do it on a championship night. Now Parks currently 7th in points. I don't know if the championship is within grasp here. Still 1.3 seconds separating the top 2 drivers. Team orders may be in play here. We're going to see how this one pans out. Radke being a little bit more defensive in the 51 Toyota. He's a couple laps down from the race leader. There are no blue flag rules here in NASCAR, ladies and gentlemen. And I have a sneaking suspicion if Parks has enough, you're going to see that front bumper come into play here. Will Parks be willing to move Radke out of the way if that gap between himself and Dalton McKinney gets a little bit too close for comfort? But he also doesn't want to risk bringing out a caution and having a final shootout till the end where it's anything goes. Parks wants to try and run this thing clean out to the end. We're 6 laps left to go. Violent Fascinato has to come back down pit road for his final stop of the night. Parks is losing ground here to McKinney. It's down to 1.1 seconds in closing. Radke up on the high line. But now Parks has clean air on the front of him, and it's going to be up to McKinney to close that gap on his own now. Not too much traffic ahead of Parks. I think I spot Kenneth McCullough Jr., the hard charger, in 6th, maybe a bit ahead. But now that Parks has clean air and 4 laps left to go, building up a more advantage over McKinney in 2nd. The gap currently 1.3 seconds between the two. It's 4 laps left to go here at Phoenix. Free to go here for Eric Parks. If he can take the white flag, we will have no green-white checker attempts of the evening. McKinney about 1.3 seconds back. He is not going to have enough time here to catch up to Eric Parks, barring some sort of very odd late race caution. Making his way around teammate Jeff Radke. In the 51 machine, it's 2 laps left to go. White flag will be out this time by. Parks wants that first win. Can he make it happen? White flag gets ready to get unfurled as Parks rolls across the line. On his way to bring home the win here at Phoenix. There's Jay Darger. No, excuse me, that was Darger in the 57 machine hopping out of the way of race leader Eric Parks. Well done. Letting the race leader by as quickly as he can. There's Dalton McKinney, the purple and yellow, sitting in 2nd, but the checkered flag will fly. And for the first time of this segment, Eric Parks brings home the win in the 73 machine. Dalton McKinney will finish 2nd. And Chad Ross will round out the top 3. Eric Parks gets ready to come down pit road and burn it, down to the start finish line straight and burn it down for the fans at home. That's 73 Chevrolet bringing home his first segment win of the season. And now we will wait for the points to be tallied and see who locked up the championship here today. There's James Kaufman, the 41 machine, coming into view. Looks like we've got Chad Ross, we've got Dalton McKinney, so we can get things going here. So we got our drivers queued up and ready to go. Up first, it's going to be Chad Ross in that 38 machine. A good, hard run, finishing 3rd. And, man, Chad, for 16 drivers, we sure saw a whole lot of those guys go home early here tonight.
Yeah, I was surprised that we had that much carnage there early. But luckily, it all happened behind me, so I didn't get involved.
Now, Chad, I hear my my voice echoing in the background. It's always surreal. So you got a little bit of insight throughout the race of what I was seeing. But Were you expecting this race to turn into a fuel mileage race like we've seen in seasons past here at Phoenix?
No, the way it worked out, you weren't. You'd just have to have a caution fall at the wrong time. So it was more just about managing your tires. So it wasn't gonna. I think you could do like 47 or 48 on a fuel run. You just had to do 45 to have two stops.
Well, hey, a great race all the way through, and I'm waiting for the official result. But right now, Chad, it shows you in the points lead, and you're a little bit better math than I am. At least I hope. Is that sound about right for you?
I that would be nice. I think Parks, I may get more of a handicap point than he does, but he finished two spots in front of me. But hey, man, if I got it, that's great news.
Well, stick around in the team channel afterwards because if you lock this thing up, we're gonna want to talk to you. But Chad, at least now with third, who do you want to give a shout out to that helps make tonight possible for you?
As always, man, thank you for the great job you always do for us. Thanks to Jeff for putting it on. Want to congratulate my teammate Eric Parks on a good win, and me, him, and Steven were all the top four, so we got the team win again. And say hi to my dad watching at home.
Awesome, Chad. Always a pleasure, buddy. Congratulations on third. And again, if we'll check those points following the interviews, we might be having you back up here later tonight.
Hey, it's always a good time when I get to talk to you, man. So hopefully.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Chad. And we'll talk to you here shortly.
Thanks, buddy.
That was Chad Rush finishing second. Up next, we've got Dalton McKinney, the 46 machine. Dalton, welcome back up to the top. Not quite able to get that second win of the season you're looking for, but still a great race and a relatively clean race from your point of view.
It wasn't too bad. I wish we could have kept that first server. That kind of cost me, track position there at the beginning, but I had an opportunity to put a lap down. The second one I wasn't able to, but overall it was a good race, and congrats to Eric on the win.
Now, Dalton, you were slowly closing the gap there towards the end. We saw it down as low as the second after just slowly whittling away the time from Eric Parks. Do you think if you had maybe different caution being thrown or clean laps that could have possibly changed with a long enough run?
I no, he just out strategized me tonight. He was faster on the same set of tires as well. But whenever he short pitted there on that second pit stop, he got I think like a 5, 6 second lead, and I was able to cut into about 2.5 seconds. But I used my stuff up so much to cut into that lead, it kind of plateaued out to where I wasn't gaining on him no more. So then I was kind of forced to short pit that third time, and as soon as I came down and I saw he was only 2 seconds behind me with 30 to go, I knew it wasn't quite enough. But overall, it was I can't complain.
Hey, great race all the way through. It's always been a lot of fun watching you guys go out there and making it happen. Now, what's the plans for future segments? Are we going to see you try and win another championship in the coming week?
Yeah, I'll race this last segment, and I should pretty well be locked into that championship or top 15 championship at Kentucky. After that segment as well. So got 6 more races. Try to win as many of them as we can. Try to win a little bit more money, and yeah, it's been a good time this season.
Awesome, Dalton. Always a pleasure talking to you, friend. Always a lot of fun watching the 46 get out there on track as well as the fans showing up each and every week for you. And before I let you sign off, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped make this second place tonight as well as this season so successful for you?
Everyone at the distance, Rylan, Jeff, Corey, Wally, um, and then Jordan wasn't here this evening, but it's always a good time having them in my ear during the race. My parents, they watch quite a bit. My buddy Sean Powers, and I had another buddy, Sean Phillips, that I sent the link to on accident, and he looked like he was gonna try to enjoy it tonight. So thanks to him, my buddy Scott as well, my cousin little Joe, and you for this broadcast. It's always a lot of fun going back and watching it. You do a great job with it, and gives us drivers something to go back and learn from. And I truly feel that I've been able to progress as a driver this season, being able to go back and watch these broadcasts. So appreciate that, and just thanks to everyone that's watching. It's been a lot of fun so far. Hopefully, we can win a few more.
You're very welcome, my friend, and hope to have you back up here in the coming weeks. And again, well done all around this season.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Sir. That was Dalton McKinney finishing in second, but now the man that could not be touched, Eric Parks, welcome to the top spot, the 73 machine. The first win of this segment. It's been too long, my friend, and welcome back.
Absolutely. It's good to be here finally on the top spot.
Now, that was a rough one all the way through. We weren't sure how things were going to go. You're up 4 spots, a little bit of traffic hanging you up there at the end, but still able to bring home the win, a 1.3-second advantage to your name, and a relatively clean truck when we saw so many good drivers having to go home early here tonight.
Yeah, those first few cautions messed up our strategy, but it played to our favor after all. So I think we had a good Team 3 win after all.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know Darga was trying to help out a little bit while he was taking an extended stay on pit road. But what do you do when those cautions come out? You work so hard all week to figure out a plan, and then all of a sudden it seems like it rapidly goes out the window with some early cautions.
Oh, yeah, you go into scramble mode trying to refigure your plan at that point, but makes it a little bit more challenging while you're trying to drive and do strategy in your head too. But we pulled it out somehow.
Now, would you rather have races like that where it's kind of ad hoc and an on-the-fly planning, or would you rather have those fuel mileage races where you're just trying to focus on numbers the whole time?
Well, apparently this kind, because this is the first one I've come out on top. So.
Well, duly noted. We'll pay some of the guys off out there to make that happening for you. And I mean, the 73 machine was clean all the way through, very fast. Got down to a 27.2, one of the fastest laps of the night. Strategy paid out well. 3 stops, able to bring it home. And what was the tire plan coming into tonight? Were you planning on taking 4 tires every stop? How did you guys in the team budget for that one here this evening?
The original plan was just doing 2 stops. We was going to have enough fuel run. We could just done it on 2 stops if it would have went green all the way. But we had enough tires for a complete 3 sets, but I left 2 in the pits. So had a 2 extra for late caution.
Well, hey, glad it worked out well for you, Eric. Good to have you back up here. The first one of this segment. Hopefully a little bit of momentum built up for you as well. And I know it's not as often as you'd like, but maybe you remember this part. You've got the privilege, the pleasure, the final send-offs of the evening. Who do you want to give a shout-out to, my friend, that helped make tonight and this happen for you?
Hey, James, I appreciate it. Thank the Lord above and my family for allowing me to do this. And my Team 3, we've put in a lot of work, and we really work well together. So appreciate them guys. And looks like they had a pretty decent finish, except for a couple of them had some bad luck. But other than that, James, appreciate you on your broadcast. You do an awesome job, man. You're the best out there. And Jeff putting these on.
Thank you, Eric. Congratulations again, my friend. Great having you back up here, and hope to see you carry that success into future seasons, my friend.
All right, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you here soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And that was Eric Parks bringing it home, the top spot here at Phoenix for the Segment 6 championship. Dalton McKinney finishing second, Chad Ross finishing third. Now, right now, the unofficial results put Dalton McKinney as the championship leader. Keep an eye out on the Team Goon Squad social media channels, Facebook and Instagram. We'll make sure we put out a championship update as soon as those those results become official. But right now, it looks like McKinney in that 46 machine will lock up the championship. Again, on behalf of FEG, PC.net, my name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting the league, supporting the drivers, as well as supporting the broadcast. We couldn't do it without you fans at home. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.